What's the creatures to spell ratio I aim for, and is it in draft? I generally want around like 10 and 10 if I can do it. Maybe, I mean, that's only 20 cards, so it's got to be higher than that. There's only creatures and spell cards. But like instants and sorceries, I guess. Good he didn't draw his risk factor? Yeah. Although, I mean, take out any card he played and add risk factor, and I'm probably fine, right? Like, what was his lowest impact card? The Drake maybe did, like, the Drake drew him a card and did 5 damage. Like, his counter spells all were at least, I mean, his first counter spell made me take 5 extra from the crab. Like, I don't think risk factor was better than any of the cards he played in that game. This is good. Got a 1, a 2, etc. But yes, if he had top decked a risk factor there, that would have been pretty painful. Any travel plans coming up? No, not immediately. I think I'm here for a while. There might be, I might be leaving early Saturday. It might be a shorter stream next Saturday. We'll see. Think I'm gonna go try to catch Thanksgiving dinner down in Milwaukee with some family. Pass wall adept. All right. Let's run out the guild mage. Hopefully it doesn't get removed. Start drawing at the end of his turn. You missed a land drop? You did. Okay. It's not draw 2 for 3, it's draw 2 for 4. But no, I'd like to get in for some... I'm just going to probably draw regularly. I could bolt the pass wall adept and get in for 4. I don't think I'm there yet. The copy doesn't get discounted. You have his own radical idea? Unexplained disappearance. Well, alright, I'll draw in response. That's fine. Seems like quite a bad play. This is the second guy who's just been like, unexplained disappearance randomly. It's not how this card is used. Oh, is it? So this is his splash color, maybe? Or maybe he's just running that in a Dimir deck. You can run Cyclops in a Dimir deck, it's just not as good. Alright. So let's start swinging. Very unnecessary block as well. Unless he's got a sweeper that also killed that. And I don't even know what that would be in this format. Then I don't think that's a very good block. I mean, I guess he could Ritual Soot and he's just okay with killing the Electromancer and the Thoughtbound Phantasm and blocking 4. That would make sense for that play. But otherwise, I think you always want to take 4 there. The 4 life is less valuable than having more power on the board to set up for your next block. Oh, that makes sense too. So he's trying to get creatures in the graveyard so he can Necrotic Wound. Oh, we got to give him credit for a better play than it looked like on the surface. Because it looked pretty bad on the surface. Good draw for us. We can play this. Plus our Guild Mage. Plus our Guild Summit. Or Guild Gate, rather. So he's playing Grixis. I wonder what his main colors are. I mean, this card's splashable. These are all just pure blue, and that's an Izzet card. See, Izzet splashing Dimir. Alright. I'm gonna bolt whichever one he blocks. So I get some mentor token there. Sure. What do you consider the best archetypes to draft after the bot changes? Well, I think the thing about the bot changes is that you can draft a lot more now. So I guess I don't think of it that way. I want to swing with everything here. I want to bolt the crab. There's a chance he doesn't block the... I mean, I can get him... If I just bolt this, does he die? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, he's just dead. So I do it pre-combat. Oh, well. Didn't want to do it pre-combat. Quasi-duplicate guild summit. Unsummon a crab. Alright, what do we bring in versus this? Well, selective snare is pretty good versus quasi-duplicate. So we can unsummon his tokens. Anything else I would like there? Outbound Phantasm didn't look very good versus him. Not an aggro deck, don't need it in there. Silent Dart. We saw 2 creatures that would kill and 1 creature it wouldn't. Might be okay. A little bit slow. Three creatures. We saw the Cyclops in his graveyard too. Alright, let's try the Dart as well. This deck is a value deck. I don't really know that I can go lower to the ground on the play, but, or excuse me, on the draw, but we can look. The new interface for the Legion War Boss. Yes. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Hands. Oh no, we have 2 lands. Okay, this is a land. I'm like, we don't have enough lands. No, this is a good hand. It's the current record. I think we're 1-0. Mere Spybug. I would love to run out the League Guild Mage, but I need to draw a land. So, I'll Radical Idea his end step. Fuck off. I don't want to give him access to a better card, but I want the land. I don't want him just making me discard that. So rip Legion War Boss. That sucks. Thought Erasure. What a fun guy. Doing fun things. Hate Hand Destruction Limited. So unpleasant. Alright. So he's seen to command the storm, right? It's just unpleasant, right? I told you, like, for me, psychologically, it's worse online having hand destructed than it is in person for some reason. Like, in person, I'm like, okay, whatever. It's not pleasant, but it's not the end of the world. Online, it's, like, really unpleasant. Don't know why. I think I value the draw over the attack here, because I want the land. So I want to be able to bolt the Spybug. A little bit slow, but my removal is a little bit slow.
Quitters never win. Welcome back.
I Give me the resub, Haswald. I don't know why I have double notifications today. I will fix that tomorrow. I know what I don't know what I screwed up, but I screwed up something when I was changing it last night. So apologies for that for today. Can't counter the guild summit. I would actually consider that in this format. That's interesting that he's going to tap out when he knows I have Command the Storm. So I guess he has no counter spell. Yeah, draw 2 cards is pretty bad news for me though. He's probably not done with that. Need a land here. Didn't get it. Sucks a lot. I'm not so worried about the damage of the Spy Bug. I'm not expecting to be bursted down by this player, although it certainly could be. It could be anything in his deck with Grixis. But I'm just, I'm worried about the value. He's just drawn 3 cards off Guild Summit. That's a big boy. Okay. That's another card off Guild Summit. Getting pretty low here. Cyclopses are an issue too. So he casts Quasi-Duplicate again, gets to swing with both Cyclops. I think I want to remove the Cyclops in response and take 3 more from the Spy Bug and go to 3. Unfortunately, he gets the cast trigger still. And a Plains. Sure, friend. Sure. That's so bad for me. Pretty sure if that resolves, I lose. It's not really more slow removal I need. I kind of need lands. So I can do 2 things in a turn. I hate that I can't remove the creature now. So I have 4, 6 on the board. Is 3 Cyclops if he has a land next turn. I can't ignore the Spy Bug without chump blockers. So I think I chump here. Pretty unpleasant. Man, would sure have been nice to draw a land at some point. Remember when we turned 4, we played our Guild Mage and we tapped it to draw a land so we could get our 5th land, and then we didn't, so we drew an Electromancer, so we played 2 spells so we could cast spells, and then it was like 6 turns ago. Yeah, I remember that. So if we had tapped it instead, what would we had? We had 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 off lethal, right? Oh, Sonic was 3! Fuck! I counted it as 2! Oh my god, we had lethal. Shit. I have to go to game 3. That's so bad for me. Oh man, I counted it as 2. I'm like, we are 1 off. We're almost there, but not quite. Yep. Mistakes were made. Could have killed him. Now I gotta deal with 3 Cyclops, presuming he has a thing. We'll see if he has an activator. We might get not punished for this. No, he definitely has an activator, and I can't counter it. So he taps and kills 1. I can tap 1. I can shrink 1. I take 8 and die. We missed lethal there. Punished. Punished. All right, what was that? Artful Takedown. What other spells did he play? Cyclops, Quasi-Duplicate. Anything else over 4? Dowser. I think Disdainful Stroke is fine versus him. We brought in Selective Snare for Quasi-Duplicate. He got his Quasi-Duplicate again. We didn't get our Snare. These were slow, but we were mana screwed that game. Why does this card feel really bad to me in this matchup? I don't know what it does. Let's grab the Disdainful Stroke. This blocks that Cyclops. Didn't see any other ground creatures, though. We saw the Dowser. This blocks Dowser, too. Need 1 more card out if I'm going to do that. The Mirror Informant, I guess. Alright. Oh, yeah, but I missed the +1 off the Sonic Assault. I counted it twice, and the first time I counted them like 2 off the Sonic Assault. We're nowhere near that. And the second time I added the other damage off Radical Idea and the other damage off of this is a really bad hand. Got a piece of removal in it and 3 lands, but I don't have any in my early game. I don't have blue. Is it Thought Erasure 2 again? Of course it is. Why would it not be Thought Erasure 2? This is the best time by a margin of about 10, factor of 10 to get this. Like turn 2, see what your opponent has with 5 cards in hand, pick apart his stuff before he can play shit on curve. It's infuriating. 4th Mountain. Why not play Dart? Because Dart is an obvious, like, Dart can be played around once they know about it. So you can play different creatures than you'd play normally. Like, for example, now, do I make the decision to kill this? Probably with this hand. Rip Drake. Do I want to dart this? I don't want my hand picked apart anymore, so probably. But it feels pretty rough. Hey, Big Potato. Oh my god, are you asked? Okay. Again, chat, anytime you ask that, try to take a second to think. Why would I not want to play this early? What's the disadvantage of having this on the field? The fact that it gives up information. We have no turn 2 play, no turn 3 play, no turn 4 play in this hand. So the downside of giving up information at the cost of tempo isn't a cost for us. We don't have the tempo cost. So it's just an upside to hold it. If we had other cards we wanted to play on 2, 3, or 4, then there's a reason to hold that. It's a good pickup. I'd like to get this resolved. I mean, there's a time to play it for mana efficiency. The time to play it is when you have other plays, like where you're not going to have that extra time to develop it and you're expecting to need to use it on curve, where you're like, you want to use Dart on 4. Then there's a time to do that. But doing it here in this situation isn't any good. And as soon as he saw it, I played it out, right? As soon as he thought Erasure and saw my hand, I'm like, all right, now I might as well play it out. So I have enough mana, 3, 4, 5, 6, to play both Command the Storm and Dazzling Lights. He knows about them, which isn't great for me. But we will attack with both. He knows about the Command the Storm and the Disdainful Stroke, so it's very hard to get any advantage out of these. Not sure either of these are good enough, honestly. The wall is definitely not. Doesn't do enough. Alright, I'm going to pass with Disdainful Stroke up. I want to be able to counter. That sucks. So now I know I block despite knowing this. I guess I have to let that resolve. He's got a 1-mana removal spell for us. It kind of sucks. He knows about Disdainful Stroke, so he's not going to play anything here. I hate the fact that I'm going to give him value out of the Guild Mage. But I still want to do damage, so he's going to draw here. Gets an extra card from that. If he has like a Dowser, it's a problem. He'll draw in response. But the downside of doing it on my turn was I wouldn't be able to counter like a Dowser of Lights. And I need this card off the board eventually, and I'd rather give him get 1 card than it off of like 2 or 3. So I need to remove it, but I also can't have the Dowser, because then I have to remove this and the Dowser. And I can't deal with the Dowser right now. Is Unexplained Disappearance my token? Okay. Oh, and his own creature. That's a nice play. Yeah, we just lost this game. We lost this game. We lost this match because I fucked up last game. That sucks. That's a shitty way to lose a match. It's a nice play. Gets to kill my creature with Unexplained Disappearance and get to save his Guild Mage to draw again. That's the problem. Like, we had a pretty good board state prior to that, but with that, we're in a really bad board state. Thought Erasure, paying off in spades. You can play around my counterspell. It's a Venerator Loxodon he just binned. We have to hope we draw something not shitty then. So, what do I think of some D&D and Ravnica? I don't know. I haven't paid any attention to it. It's not. I mean, it just works out well for him. That's a nice top deck. Nice to get something going our way. Alright. He's out of gas and I'm out of gas though. He just bins. I mean, this is a bait spell, but it breaks the board, so I guess I counter it. I mean, if his next card's Dowser, it's a big issue for us, but I don't have an option to it. His next card is Passwall Adept. Alright. So we're both top decking, which is good. We've got a couple good draws for us. Guild Mage would be very good. Mystic would be fine. Can't allow that to ride. That's a fine card. Challenges the board right now and it can grow. Dowser good in this format. Dowser's surprisingly decent in this format. 5 toughness is a pretty big cutoff in this format. And a 4/5 is a pretty big body. Necrotic Wound for 7. Very, very efficient removal. Not such a big deal here. Any other removal would be about the same, but still annoying. Alright, fingers crossed this guy stays on board for a turn. That's really good for us. We have 7 mana right now. Okay. Cyclops isn't too exciting, but it's a spell we can play while still drawing, which is great for us. And some threat at some point. He has like Ritual of Soot or something. It's going to be the end of the game, but... Alright, we'll wait again. We're drawing 2 to his 1. That's fine. Selective Snares to counter his Quasi-Duplicate, which he has in deck, so getting him some tokens and unsummoning them seems pretty strong. Top decking better than my opponent. Never a great way to win the game, especially after we punted the game. It's not like we've won yet, but... If we don't run into like a Night Veil Predator or something, we'll be okay. Sooner or later, I will draw one of my better spells. Like Mountain. Mountain's one of my favorite spells. I'm going to main phase draw again. Mountain and Island. Some of my favorites. Could have a Whisper Agent. Could just take 2 here. Wants to Surveil. Okay. That's kind of good for me. I mean, it isn't. Like, he basically looks like he wanted the card. So he just throws away a card in a situation where he's already down a card, which is kind of nice. But it's not great that he gets to manipulate his library. Guild Summit's a pretty big one. It's 2 draws for him. Every other Guild Gate he draws is a draw too. So that's pretty rough. Mountains aren't actually spells. What are you talking about, bro? I don't think you know what you're talking about. Alright. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's funny. To duplicate this, it's 5, 8, 9. You can actually double Command the Storm with 1 more land. Seems pretty good. Three, 5 is 8, plus 1 is 9, 5 and 4 is 9. Okay, so we can double duplicate the Command the Storm. And he can't counter one of... So even if he counters one of them, we still get... Oh, that's a bad one for us. Alright. Can unsummon tokens, I suppose. No, don't remove my Guild Mage. I want a double Lightning Bolt. I might as well main phase this so I can attack on my turn. Still get the draw. Devious Cover Up. Interesting. And another Command the Storm. Alright, let's get some damage in. Okay. Getting our Guild Mage like 3 turns to resolve is so good for us. So we will generate a token here. You can do it after I declare combat. Just Lightning Bolt that on my turn to activate this Piston Fist. Or I can Selective Snare on my turn to activate the Piston Fist and Command the Storm in response. I have to go to full control so he can't declare blockers here, but I think he's dead. Depends what's in his hand, I guess. I'm gonna play this. I want my cover, but do I have the mana for it? The blue sources, 4 blue sources, 1, 2, 3, 4. Command the Storm is 2 mana. So I need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 9. Oh, okay, we have plenty. So let's run out the Electromancer. Let's go ahead and single blue mana, Selective Snare. For 1. It's a wall. Okay. I have to go to full control when we go to combat here. Okay. So you can attack now. If we don't go to full control, the game will skip your... He'll be able to create a blocker and block before I can do it, and he'll go to 7 life and not die. So we attack with all 3. He declares block. He's got to create a thing, so I'm not sure what the fuck he's doing here. Missed his blocker step. Oh no. Okay, he passes priority. He creates his dude. We resolve that. Full control is here. I lightning bolt that. Hold on a minute. Let's just make sure we do it correctly with this mana here. It only costs 2. Okay, hold on. So he doesn't get a chance to declare blocker, so all my guys get to go through. And then we hit him for 8 and kill him. Alright, that was a really, really, really close deck. It's control shift to enter full control. The client is buggy when it comes... It's not buggy, it's just they've chosen to skip the step here. So if you don't go to full control in that scenario, he gets to create a blocker and declare blocks before priority passes back to you. So if you don't do that in a situation like this, he will be able to block the Cyclops. Even if I lightning bolt it so he doesn't gain the life then, he still gets to block off the Cyclops and absorbs 4 damage. Yeah, it was a super intense game. And it's annoying because it was a close game. It doesn't look close because, you know, I'm at a bunch of life and I have a bunch of creatures on the board. But Donna Hope will take over the game there. He's a little low on cards, so maybe not. But he's still got Quasi-Duplicate in there. He's still got some other bombs in there. He's playing multiple colors. He's got a Guild Summit in play, so he's going to draw a ton. So, pretty close game. And we lost game 2 because I punted, which feels particularly bad to then have a very close game 3. So, all right. It's control shift to go to full control. Interesting game. Very interesting game. I'm not sure his deck was... I mean, maybe he wasn't splashing for a good stuff deck. Maybe he was just looking for a... like his deck was low enough power that he needed some splashes. We saw Venerated Loxodon and Donna Hope in there. Didn't see particularly strong blue-black cards. What was he splashing red for? We saw Piston Fist Cyclops and a Quasi-Duplicate. What did we see for red? It's the story behind Fear the Reaper. Because I didn't play it. I feared to play it because it was too much black. Didn't have enough black sources. Yeah, it's only experience based to know to go full control there. Oh, he had Izzet Guildmage and Electro Wall. That's right. The Izzet Guildmage is definitely worth splashing for. Card's super strong. It won us that game. You guys saw it take over the game there. We didn't even get to clone Lightning Bolt, which I was really looking forward to doing, but we didn't get, or Command the Storm. Didn't even get to do that, but we still won the game because we drew like 3 cards off of it. All right. Quick break, then game 3. See you guys in a second.